TV.
All right, well, let's do this. Let's talk a little bit more about Christmas stuff here, because I actually do have some, and hopefully you won't start tripping balls too bad. But I on last Thursday was a guest on the Good Company with Bowling Christmas special.
We should pull down this psilocybin.
Oh yeah. We don't want to associate them with this. But Scott Bowling, who's one of our guys here on the network, and he invited me to be part of his show with the lead singer of the band Islander and Elias, the lead singer of the band Nonpoint.
Oh, I love that band.
I do too. Yeah. And myself and Scott, he invited me to the show, and there's a reason I'm talking about this. I didn't really know what I was walking into. I thought we were just going to start talking about Christmassy stuff. But then I got a big old box in the mail with a bunch of Christmas presents. So I haven't had a chance on any of the shows because I wanted to wait until Scott's show aired. But I wanted to show off some of these Christmas presents that I got.
Yeah, man.
Because this dude, I really feel bad because I didn't even know, or I would have sent some Christmas presents, especially when you see some of the stuff that he gave. Now, some of it was fun and funny, but some of it was like really good stuff. So I'll start with these cards, and I'll put myself on full screen here. Gave me these rock cards, and they're like
is that Bon Scott?
John Lennon.
John Lennon. Okay, no, I was saying Brian Johnson. Sorry.
Bob Marley.
They're like trading cards?
Yeah. Cool. Death Angel, Blues Traveler. There's this Hot House Flowers. I don't even know who that is, but
can I trade you a Blues Traveler for a Death Angel?
Yeah, well, I'm keeping my Death Angel, man. Come on. I got a Tina Turner.
Oh,
here's one I'll trade you. Would you like a Lynch Mob?
Wow, that's cool. Which lineup is that?
That's original, the long hair lineup.
Is that Oni Logan? Was the original?
Yeah, that's the Oni Logan, and Mick Brown is in there.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of like that was trippy, like that he did join the band with him because it was pretty much like Dawkins with the new singer.
Yeah, where it really was. Here you go, 80s Ozzy with the foofy hair.
Ultimate Sin Ozzy. It looks
like. Linear. Do you remember Linear? I don't remember Linear.
We might have to look them up on the show here.
We'll have to look here. And Saigon Kick.
Mm-hmm. We had a Saigon Kick guy on.
We did. We had Jason Beeler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jason Beeler was on the show. So that was the first gift that he sent. Second gift, and this is kind of a gag gift, I guess. An MC Hammer single of the song Pray.
A single.
A single. I haven't seen one of these in 30 years, man.
Nice. That's interesting.
Yeah. But that's the end of the kind of goof gifts.
Which Hammer song was that?
Pray. You've got to pray just to make it today.
Pray. He did it like this, right? He was like, you got
let me put you on the screen.
Yeah, can I be on the show too?
There you go.
You got to pray.
Yeah.
It was like, what's that?
And the goofy leg thing that he used to do with the sliding across the floor with the parachute pants. All right, now check this out. This is a gift. This is wait a minute. One more this is a better gift, but it's not the cream of the cropper yet. Skid Row VHFs of the Roadkill live concert, complete with the 3D glasses.
What?
Look at that.
What?
This is a guy that put some time into finding these gifts, man.
Wait, so that VHS tape is a 3D concert or something?
It's a 3D concert of Skid Row, Roadkill, with the glasses.
That's so cool, dude.
Now I got to get a player just to watch
When
it.
did they do that?
Shit. This is, well, let's see the track
Well,
list.
Sebastian was in the band. It was a VH.
Yeah, it's definitely Sebastian. This is
After Slave to the Grind around there.
I'm looking for the song list. Piece of Me. Yeah, this would be Slave to the Grind because it's got Slave to the Grind and Get the Fuck Out and a couple of Psycho Love. Psycho Love is in 3D. So, yeah, I mean, how cool is that? I mean, dude, that's finding this all by itself would be difficult in a store. Finding the 3D glasses with it, next to impossible. So
awesome right now if I had that.
I know, I that would be good. But it gets better.
You get a piece of me.
So then the next gift, check this out. A Cliff Burton action figure.
Stop it.
How fucking awesome.
Oh,
That is like the coolest, man. Comes with a little bass guitar in it as well.
I feel like the Stephen Piercy band should have some action figures, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're finally got a lineup kind of worthy of it.
Yeah, why not? Get you in there with a little guitar, a little green guitar. Get Coogan in there with some drums.
I've
Be
always
great.
aspired to like want to look like some kind of action movie guy, whether it was like Road Mad Max guy,
Yeah.
or whatever. Maybe in G.I. Joe, like I would have been one of Zartan's dudes,
Sure.
like his whatever bad guys that rolled with him.
Right. Well, you've got that look. Now we just got to find somebody to make. Maybe we can reach out to our action figure guy.
We have one, don't we?
We do have one. We've got the guy from what was the company called? God, I am such an asshole for bringing it up and not knowing the name of the company. It is I have it right here. I can't think of the name of the fucking company, and I can't read it on the box. But anyway, we do have a guy. We have a guy. Maybe we'll reach out to him.
Nice. I was we're talking about making stuff.
Yeah.
I think we should give everybody a sneak peek of my picks. I'm texting them to you now
All right.
because I did give the final okay on these.
Okay.
But just to kind of drum up a demand, begin the demand processes.
Sure. Well, let's put it up. This is
yeah.
So this is something people can.
Not yet, but they will. I mean, I just ordered them and finalized. I'm feeling a little weird, man. I gotta say.
Already?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I've got this photo here. Should we show everybody?
Yeah, let's give them the sneak peek. Give them an idea what's going to be coming down the road.
There it is.
This is my first legit merch having to do with my professional career, which is really just playing for Piercy.
Sure.
But all these years, and people are always asking me for picks, and I'm like, I don't even have them usually. I just have the ones I play with, which are like Dunlop Tortex 0.73 pointy guys.
Okay.
The sharps.
Sure.
And so people ask me for a pick, and it's just one of those. It doesn't say anything on it, and I'm like, here, just get out of here. Leave me alone. Ugh. They love to ask that shit when I'm like packing up my stuff or trying to get back to somewhere. So, anyways, This is the plan. I have this now, and you're looking at the front and the back of the packaging.
Sure.
I did want to give a big thank you to Jim Koch Designs, because that's when you look at the Ferentinos logo on one side of the picks. On the very bottom there, he designed that for me, and he did that. I didn't even ask him to do that. He just did that to be nice and cool because he liked me, and he's an artist. He's done a lot of he did the Smash album cover.
Sure.
He's done tons of stuff for Steven. He's created most of Steven's logos, and he just gave it to me one day, and I was like, what a fucking nice thing to do.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And I haven't really done anything with it. Like I see Steven occasionally put out some swag with that logo on it, and it's not. I'm not getting the money for that. But anyways, I'm like, all right, we're gonna do this right. I saw Stevie Rochelle, so let me please give Stevie Rochelle for Metal Sludge and Tough props here because I first saw he had a tough one like this.
Sure.
And it looked amazing. And I'm like, I called like, where did you do that? What's up with this? Where did you get this packaging? This is how I would like to be represented, And he hooked me up with the guy. It was Pick Guy USA, I think.
Okay.
And I went and these are the stuff I had to work with. And the guy there, Carson, is like so accommodating. Like he really cared about how I wanted it to look, and he understood what I was saying. He was listening to the customer,
Right.
And he put this together. It was exactly like I had imagined it would be. And so I was like so happy with it. So these are going to be coming soon.
Okay.
And they'll
Possibly available at the whiskey?
Hopefully by then. I mean, he said they were going to get right on it. So I mean, I would imagine they already ship them out when they're done. It's possible. It is for sure, but we have a loaded up schedule starting in January. So I will be at the shows. Usually I don't go out to the meet and greets. Usually I try to be very mysterious.
Yeah.
Psilocybin. I try to be Mysterion, and I don't come out and stuff. But then the other guys get annoyed because people are like, hey, these people are asking for you. Come on. They don't, it bumps them out to get me. You know what I mean? So I will make a point to come out, and these will be for sale. I think the price point's going to be about $20.
Okay.
I might offer this for people that aren't able to make the show that want this. Like I might offer to have you like perhaps Venmo me or something, and I'll sign it and sign the back insert or something, or just mail it out to you for maybe $25 or something like that.
Yeah, well, man, we could put it up on CHRISAKIN.net if you want.
Right. So
we'll put it up so people can buy it.
I'm not taking a dime till I have them.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, we'll probably do that in the new year because we're going to have merch in the new year as well for the show in general. But yeah, we'll definitely put these available for sale and get, if people want them, they can get them, and they should want them because they're cool as fuck.
I think it looks great, man.
It does. It looks
exactly
awesome.
how I had imagined it would be if I was a rock star.
You are a rock star. What are you talking about?
On psilocybin.
You're already feeling it, huh?
It's progressively coming in, so I'm no longer responsible for anything said beyond this point.
Well, let me get back to showing the last two things of my Christmas stuff before you get completely high.
Upstage you there.
No, it's all good. I want to show that stuff off. All right, so here's where the gifts get really, really cool. First, I'll put that one to last. My two favorite bands, Metallica and Pantera.
Right.
So then I get this chalice. The Metallica chalice.
Stop it, man.
Are you fucking kidding me? How cool is this thing?
Whoa.
Look at that thing. It's like steel inside it. It's like made of steel.
It looks like the priest on Sunday should be dipping communion in it and like put in people's mouths.
Dude, it's totally badass. I mean, totally badass. It just... It's beyond awesome. And here I am. I didn't even send a fucking card. And he sent me all these cool gifts.
That's unbelievable.
I know. I was like, dude. But that's not even the coolest. Finally, here's the coup de grace, whatever the word is.
Coup d'etat.
No, it's something de grace, isn't it? Coup d'etat? All right, whatever. I don't know. I've written books. Why would I know English? All right, but check this out. This last gift is unbelievably rare. I don't know that if I owned this, I would give it as a gift. It's that rare. Check this out. Pantera cassette of Projects in the Jungle. Pre-Cowboys from Hell on cassette.
So this is like an independent release of theirs?
Yeah.
Wow.
This
What's
is
the cover?
It's what is that? It's like a marijuana plant with a bunch of people sitting around it while the band plays drums.
Like a drum circle with a big bud in the middle.
I'll take it out of the glass so you can see it. Look at that.
I
All
people
the
that
green.
didn't know, I've actually partied with Dimebag.
Look at you.
to the point where I guess I was giving him too strong of drinks, and he was like, "Put something in that." I was like, oh, okay.
That doesn't sound like Dimebag at all.
Well, this was God. It was not too long before his passing. It was murder, really passing murder. He was murdered.
Yeah.
But this was probably only like a year or two before that. And,
Okay.
he was. You could tell. I mean, he had done his share of partying, man. He was not looking that great towards that.
He was. Dude, I interviewed him right before he passed away, and it was in person. It was. It was really, it's out there. Well, I guess it's not on YouTube anymore. Thanks, YouTube. Right. It's out there on Rumble. You could look it up. Interview with Damage Plan from me, from right. Chris. I think it's under Classic Metal Show, but it was just maybe a month or two before he passed away. It was the last time he did an interview in Ohio, and it was in person. It was all four guys from Damage Plan and me, and it was one of the cooler days of my life. And I partied with those guys a bunch because I knew Philip from way back. And, I mean, to the point that I wrote a chapter in my burn book about Pantera and how Pantera helped me get through. And Philip did a real nice tribute to my writing about his band, like he did a video tribute for me and everything. So I have a relationship with them, but Dimebag knew how to party, dude. Holy cow. All those guys knew how to party on a very different level. If you were making drinks that were too strong for Dimebag, what were you putting in them? Gasoline?
Well, this is this was pretty early in my Piercy career. I would have to say this was like probably around 2002.
Were you drinking 151? What were you drinking?
There was a lot of serious drinking going on between Frankie and Steven and me.
Right.
We had the whiskey and stuff was flowing quite freely, and I think we were pretty much just drinking it on ice. I think is what we would do.
Okay,
we'd put ice and then pour the Crown Royal in there, and
right.
And I think
Crown on the rocks, baby.
Crown on the rocks, yeah. And so, but I mean, I could see where maybe his liver probably by that point his career was probably shutting down a little. He's like, put something in that.
Yeah.
But he was super cool. I mean, they obviously loved to party. I have pictures from that night. I was taking too many pictures. I had a throwaway camera,
right,
at the time. Didn't even have a digital phone yet, iPhone or anything. And I remember I was taking all these photos. He got annoyed at one point because I was taking too many pictures. But I was so excited that he was there, and he told his friend, "Make him stop." I was like, so I have all these crazy pictures. One of his friends that was on the bus with us he had a fake leg.
Okay.
They like took the guy's leg off and were passing it around, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was an interesting night, to be sure.
Were you excited because he was Dimebag, or because of the guitar thing, or a little of both, or what?
But I think I always loved his guitar playing in the band for sure. And I really did like the first like Cemetery Gates. That was the first song I ever heard from them, and right away I heard it on Metal Shop.
Right.
Okay. And I taped it on my little cassette, and I thought it was just so unbelievable, the song, how it built up. And towards the end, the whole thing when he followed Phil on the right, the hitting the high notes on his guitar, like that just was next level, like at that time, whenever the hell that was.
That would have been 1990.
Before that, I would have said this was Cemetery Gates came out in 1990.
1990 on Cowboys from Hell, yeah.
I feel like we were hearing it in 89,
Well, we might have been. I just remember that. I know the album came out in 90.
Okay. But yeah, that was the first. Was that the first single, or
let's look it up.
That's what they were playing on Metal Shop, I remember.
First single was Cowboys from Hell. Second was Cemetery Gates.
Okay. So that's when
both of them in 1990. Both were released in 90.
So it was. I was just about to turn 18. So I was, that would be about right. Yeah, I was like 17, turning 18.
Yeah, dude, that band was so. Has there ever been a band that made a bigger impact from the minute that we heard them?
Right. No. No, I mean, they had good timing, man.
They're. I mean, I know they had other albums, and I'm just by saying that I'm going to get a bunch of people. They had other albums, dickhead. I thought you were a fan, but I know they had. I actually saw them in '89 and '88 when I was living in California, they used to come up and play the Stone or the Omni up there in San Francisco a lot. And I would see them every now and again. It was weird because at that point, the stuff pre-Cowboys was almost like a Judas Priest band.
Yeah.
Where Phil was doing the wah, that kind of shit, which is still a little bit present in Cowboys, but Cowboys, he definitely got more of that, into his voice.
I'm the Cowboys of hell.
Yeah. Well, dude, what was really weird, I still remember one of the last times I saw him before Cowboys came out. And I believe it was at the Stone there in Oakland, San Francisco, whichever side of the bridge that was. I don't remember. But I saw them, and they were doing their normal thing, PST 88 and, all their kind of Judas Priesty type songs. And it was cool. I mean, it was really good. And Dimebag was obviously a star from the minute he put a guitar in his hand. But they're playing, then all of a sudden they ended with a song that just didn't fit anything that they had played. They ended with The Art of Shred, which was obviously became the ending track on Cowboys. But I mean, it was weird. You're hearing all these kind of almost rock, Judas Priest level metal, which is definitely not heavy metal. Even at that point, 1989, we had Cannibal Corpse, I think, at the same time. So it wasn't the heaviest thing in the world. But so they're playing those tunes, and all of a sudden, they're playing Kiss covers and shit. And then they're like, "Oh, we got one more for you." And they started doom 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 doom, with the bass line and Art of Shred. And then all of a sudden, Dimebag just goes crazy. I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" Yeah. I was like, "Yes,"
That's so cool.
It was cool, man. I loved it, man.
I was reflecting on the brothers, and the the tragedy and everything, and that he did go in the most metal of ways. You know what I mean? As far as like he could have gone out like his brother did, which was heart disease.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. A few years later, to me, it looked like that was probably going to happen to him. He would have just fizzled out,
liver failure or something.
Failure, heart disease. Dimebag dies of a heart attack on the toilet.
Yeah.
Where it was like this one, it was like, holy shit, the guy was like, there was bullets, and it was like, if a metal guy had to choose how he was going to die or something, like maybe, all right, we have to kill, how do you want it? Hail of bullets. You know what I mean? Like,
I will tell you, it shook me to the core, dude. Right. It's probably the only time a rock person died that I ever cried. I was friendly with those guys,
sure,
man.
You considered them a friend. Sure.
I really did, and I don't just mean a friend like, we talked once a year when they came through town. Friend, like Phil always invited me to shows and stuff, and me and Phil are still not. I wouldn't say tight, but we still talk here and there, and they were always so cool to me. And dude, we had some times, dude. I've talked about this on CMS before, but we went to a show. It was them, Anthrax, and Sebastian Bach at the Rhodes Arena in Akron, Ohio.
Okay.
And I get the phone call, and he's like, "Hey, brother, you gonna come out to the show tonight?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, bro!" And he's like, "Meet us by the buses at like 3:00, okay?" Like, all right. So we go, me and my friend Randy, we go. It is a just nonstop drink fest from 3:00 in the afternoon. Get
warm up.
Oh my God. We were annihilated. And not just me and my friend Randy. I'm talking about the Pantera guys were all fucked up. Their roadies were fucked up. Some of the guys from Anthrax were in and out, and they were hammered. Sebastian Bach was hammered. Like, we were all a mess. And then when the show started, they shooed us away, and we're like, you can't be backstage anymore. We're watching the show. The show was terrible for Sebastian and Anthrax. Both of them were just awful because they were fucked up. And then Pantera came out, and they were as good as they ever were. I mean, they were just on, and I was like, how the fuck can they be on? I'm having trouble sitting without weaving. because I'm so drunk. And Pantera just came out and just destroyed. I was like, God damn, they are fucking pros.
Well, when you're playing, hundreds of shows.
Yeah, but the other bands have played hundreds of shows too. And Sebastian and Anthrax, and they were fucked.
Well, you're talking about Texas guys and a Canadian guy. I don't know.
I don't know. They were just other levelly. But what's funny is fast forward like 2 months or whatever. And there was a review of that show in like Hit Parader or Circus or one of those magazines. And it talked about how awful the show was and how the bands were all drunk. And I was like, yes, victory. For me, that was a victory, man. It was so cool.
Wow, man.
Dude, I'll tell you one more quick story about the Pantera fellas. It's not, I was there, but it really does involve me. My friend Randy, at the time, he's a really tall dude, like 6'3", 6'4", and he had the long blonde hair, and he kind of looks like David Lee Roth.
Okay.
Not a lot, but kind of. So we're at the show, at the Pantera show, and Dime the whole time is like, hey, David Lee. Called him David Lee. So Pantera, after their set, rolled down 20 miles or whatever it is to Canton from Akron to a little club called Sadie Renee's to play, just to go and hang out and play. And so we go to this show. It's packed because people got the word that they were coming. The place is packed. We get there. We rolled up with the band. We go in. Band's playing, and they're playing all covers. They're not playing Pantera tunes. They're playing, Kiss or, just rock tunes, really. And at some point, Dimebag gets up on the microphone, and he points over at my friend Randy, and he goes, David Lee, get up here. So my friend Randy goes up on stage and sings 2 Van Halen tunes with Dimebag playing guitar and Vince playing drums.
How did he do?
He's a singer anyway. Not a great singer, but he was a singer in a band anyway. But he did it. But dude, what a story for him. Yeah, I played with the Rhythms. I played with Dime and Vince from Pantera. What a story that is, man.
No, that's awesome. And obviously, no disrespect. You have to keep your sense of humor in life.
Sure.
I mean, I loved Pantera. I got to meet him. It was a big deal for me that day, as I described. Of course, when I got that news, I was, totally, shook by it as well. So no disrespect.
Well, there's no disrespect. I mean, dude, it's been 19 years. That's hard to believe. It's been 19 years.
Right.
The anniversary was just last week. Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago, the 8th.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I have a picture of he and I on stage. He came up on stage. All right,
nice.
I saw him there, and I go, "Come up." And at that particular time, I think my hair was actually just smooshed down, almost like a misfit,
right.
And I remember we were playing, and he looked over, and he was pretty buzzy. He just took his hand and went.
That's awesome.
Stuck it out, and pretty much from that day on, I go, fuck it, maybe I will just stick it up. They used to push it down to make it like I had more or less of a 5 head or going on, or
right?
But now I'm like, fuck it, I'll just do the Klingon,
Sure, dude. I mean, you're backstage enough, obviously, to know, for fans tend to say, well, I only like this kind of metal. The Metallica people are like, I don't want to hear that fucking hair metal. And the hair metal guys don't want to hear that Cannibal Corpse. Fans are real broken down by the exact style that they like. But I've noticed more and more, as we get to know people, the bands don't seem to give a shit. The bands are just thrilled to see guys that they've heard of, and that they're... That like I gotta imagine when you'd run into a Pantera and they were into Rat, that probably made Steven's day. No?
Oh, they loved Rat.
That's what I mean.
His brother loved Rat. If they were in town, they were always at every Piercy show. At least
okay.
Would be if even after Dime passed, I'd still see Vinny at our shows.
Sure.
They grew up listening to that. There wasn't all that other stuff in 1980.
Right.
82.
But I mean, even now, dude, do you see bands? Do you run into guys from bands that wouldn't fit on a bill with you? do you run into 90s band guys that are just out there because they grew up on Rat or
90s guys are kind of lame, dude.
really?
Those guys have an attitude. Those bands that were big in the 90s, they don't pretend like they're friends. They're an exception, an odd exception, where they're just up their own ass for something. I don't know what it is, but those were sad times. I don't even like to talk about the 90s. God damn it.
Well, that sucks. I thought more of them were kind of, because they do in interviews, they do admit it a lot.
You know what I heard? I heard Bill Burr, the comedian, is a big Piercy fan.
Oh, yeah.
Piercy band.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool if he came out to a show, dude.
I think he might have already done it because he goes, "You got to see Piercy do it," And he apparently, I found this out this week. Yeah, but he's a fan of Rat. He loves Steven. He likes the Piercy band, and I was like flattered because he's an awesome comedian. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Bill Burr, hello.
Yeah. So. Does Steven realize that he is an icon to a lot of these guys, or does he not even think? Does he not think like that though?
No, but he is cool. That's what I love about Steven. I even complimented him the other day. I go, you're not a snob. You're a good dude. If people are cool to you, you're cool to them, and you don't care if they're lower class, middle class, or a rock star or movie star. He really doesn't care. They're all the same. He treats them all the same equally. That's something good I like to say about him.
Sure.
But he does have the ability to, like, if he likes something, he can reach out to that person on Instagram or Twitter, wherever, and they respond to him because he's got the blue check. It's Piercy, and they
right.
Where most people, if I complimented a comedian, I wouldn't hear back.
Right.
At all. I've been trying to personally, like, keep up with people that talk to me, but I get to a point where sometimes I have to ignore, stuff or people. I just don't have time for chit chat.
Sure. Well, you should be able to get the blue check at this point.
Oh, I didn't even try. We have to pay for that. It's another thing to pay for, right?
Oh, I don't know. On like Facebook, you should be able to get a authorized guy on Facebook. No,
I sure if I tried or cared about it, but again,
that's true too.
I just don't. I mean, I just did an Instagram, like, finally, after all these years, and people are like, "What's your Insta?" And I'm like, "It's the same company owns it. Who cares? Why do you have to have two?" And
now you got to have Threads too, don't you? If you have Insta, you have to have Threads.
I don't even know what that is, sir.
That's their Twitter. That's Facebook's Twitter.
Oh,
is Threads.
Threads, nah.
Yeah. And all the lefty people are going to Threads because they're running off of Twitter.
I listened to our show the other day, and you were spot on, I think, when you were talking about Twitter and how they're rebranding it so that they can get the people that ran away from it years ago back.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Get all the right wing people because they already had all the left wing people.
Yeah, and it probably wasn't making them any money. So they'll go with the right-wing people.
That was a spot-on take, dude, of what's happening. It was always a government site, and now they're just like reeling in the other side.
Yeah, time to bring these guys back. And probably in 3 years, they'll switch and go the other way. They'll start censoring again, and they'll push all the right-wing people off again. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit.
I'll tell you, man, I think I got to take a break because my stomach just is not. Maybe we can take a commercial break.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't know if you might have to pause the show, but I actually need to make a phone call real quick too.
All right.
But I don't know.
You do your thing. I'll play a commercial, and we will be right back. Maybe. So hang tight, everybody. It is Chris Akin Presents.
KRFK Radio has the best hard rock and metal on the planet, featuring Joe Elliott, Def Leppard vocalist and host of the Joe Elliott Radio Show.
Are you serious?
Eddie Trunk, host of the biggest metal programs ever on radio and MTV. Charlie Kendall, creator and host of Metal Shop.
For adults only.
Dee Snider, Twisted Sister vocalist and host of the House of Hair.
Any questions?
Ron Keel, the Metal Cowboy, Ron Keel Band vocalist and host of Streets of Rock and Roll, and boss of this here outfit. L.A. Lloyd, host of the Rock Countdown.
And here comes the best part.
The Classic Metal Show with Neely and Chris Akin. And Hairball John.
Am I on the air?
Together, they reach all, and I mean all, hard rock and heavy metal fans. And you can only find them all together here on KRFK Radio.
Hey everybody, it's Chris Akin from all the shows, and wanted to share with you one of my other passions other than music. That, of course, being coffee. Anybody that's listened to me knows that I love coffee. And I have found another great brand, ladies and gentlemen, that you guys need to check out. Simply named, no gimmicks to it at all. It's just Coffee Brand Coffee. It's fantastic coffee, and I am not kidding you. They have everything that you would possibly want. Their coffee is excellent. I like the Roaster's Choice, but they have the pumpkin spice and all that other stuff, all the flavored stuff that you might like. They've got K-Cups for you. They've got cold brews. They offer tea. They've got cocoa. They literally have everything that you would want. So if you're looking for a great coffee, if you don't want to just settle for the crap that they sell you at the grocery store, this is another fine alternative. Coffee Brand Coffee. Just go to www.bit.ly/CMScoffee. One more time, bit.ly/CMScoffee, and use the coupon code CMSPN to save a little bit of money, and you can get some of the best coffee that is available today. So one more time, it is Coffee Brand Coffee. We love it here at the Classic Metal Show, and you will too. So get some today, folks. Coffee Brand Coffee.